What's up, Taiwan? I'm Reece with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. As Lunar New Year celebrations begin in Taiwan, President Lai Ching-te has set out to convey a message of unity for the country. Wesley Lewis reports.
新年快乐，阖家平安。
On the day before the Lunar New Year, Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te visited a temple in his hometown of Wanli in the country's north. There, he expressed his wishes for the new year.
过去是祈求阖家平安，现在是祈求国泰民安、风调雨顺，台湾境内四时无灾、八节有庆。
Lai's remarks come as southern Taiwan recovers from damage left by an earthquake that struck the region last week. During his first Lunar New Year's address as president, on Monday, Lai thanked the country's military and emergency responders for keeping the country safe during the holiday season. He also urged for unity in the government, as tensions persist between the ruling and opposition camps after the opposition-led legislature passed sweeping government budget cuts.
我期盼朝野和谐，社会团结，一起努力，让国家继续大步向前。
Like any country, Taiwan faces difficulties at home and abroad, but on Lunar New Year's Eve, those questions can wait at least one more day. Luffy Lee and Wesley Lewis for TaiwanPlus.
People across Taiwan are just about ready to start their Lunar New Year's Eve feasts. And despite rising costs, a growing number of people are leaving it to professional chefs to do the cooking for them. John Van Trieste reports.
There's a long line of people waiting to pick up their New Year's Eve dinner. Though many still cook for themselves this time of year, some of the more popular dishes, like the famously complex stew called Buddha Jumps Over a Wall, are best left to the professionals. Restaurants like this one, attached to an upmarket hotel, offer prepaid take-home banquets with zero fuss. And they are popular.
我们其实有自己煮一小道那种小菜，但是我们大菜我们还是选择饭店的年菜，因为它比较好吃。
看想要吃怎样不一样的菜色，这样。今年就有龙虾的这一道菜，就还蛮想试试看。
Must-haves for a Lunar New Year get-together include fish, representing plenty. But meats and other seafood dishes are popular too. All of it can be ordered to go. And even the rising prices of foodstuffs and labor mean the average price of a takeout banquet has gone up 2% from last year. There's a slight uptick in the number of people opting for these ready-to-go meals.
只有我们在部分的单品的部分，我们有微微调整了2%，就是做一个微幅的反映现在的所有人工或者是产品进货的这些调整。
For some, this banquet can yield days of leftovers and memories of seasonal delicacies that will last until the next Lunar New Year, when the feasting begins anew. Delphine Chen and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
It's Lunar New Year's Eve, but in parts of southern Taiwan, still recovering from last week's 6.2 earthquake, there's little mood for celebration. Many homes that weathered the first shock are now showing signs of damage. And while there is help for affected people, aftershocks keep coming and the mood is somber. John Van Trieste is back to report.
This is not how the people of Tainan's Nanxi district expected to spend their Lunar New Year's Eve. This impromptu meal is charity for those displaced by the 6.2 magnitude earthquake that hit southern Taiwan a week ago. A local temple has put together supplies of food, sleeping mats, and other essentials. The list of affected people is growing, as over 100 homes that were not originally thought to be damaged now start to crumble.
这一2天又要过年了，真的是大家心里都很难受。嘛唔知要哪过。
从来没有经历过这种地震，没有什么过年的感觉。
And it's hard to tell who really needs help. At this aid station, a group of 8 people posing as victims turned out to just be looking for a handout.
我已经劝诫他了，然后他就回我说：“你写在小白上面。” 这会让我觉得，我已经让你领了就算了，然后我就说告诫他说好，你有领了就好，就不要再领了。
But there are those who genuinely have nowhere to go, and those who may feel unsafe at home as aftershocks of 4.5 or greater continue. For these people, this new year will be remembered as the one they had to spend in a tent.
防寒的效果是不错的。目前如果满床可以容纳到100人。
As the rest of the country enjoys the holiday break, people in this part of the South face a mess to clean up and worries about what comes next. Eason Pan and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Health experts are growing increasingly alarmed over the course that bird flu is taking. Some warn that if left unchecked, the disease could trigger the next global pandemic. Cadence Quaranta reports.
Concerns are growing among health experts over increasing evidence that bird flu is evolving and that ignoring those signs could lead to the next global pandemic. Both the U.S. and Taiwan Centers for Disease Control say bird flu remains a low risk to the public. But after cattle in the U.S. state of Idaho recently showed signs of a possible reinfection of the H5N1 strain of the virus, some are describing the disease's trajectory as a high-risk scenario. Bird flu was first recorded jumping to U.S. dairy cattle just last spring, and its potential to circulate indefinitely among herds could lead to a strain of the virus that's more dangerous for humans. Hundreds of bird flu infections in humans have already been recorded, with a dangerously high mortality rate. And although no person-to-person transmissions have been reported yet, the WHO warns that could all change.
H5N1 is of particular concern because since the first human cases were reported in 2003, it has killed almost half of those it has struck. Fortunately, H5N1 has not yet developed the ability to transmit easily between humans, but that could be only a matter of time.
Here in Taiwan, over 100,000 birds have been culled in the last few weeks after several outbreaks in the south. Speaking to TaiwanPlus, the deputy director of Taiwan CDC, Changshu Hui, said they're working closely with local farmers and other countries to keep tabs on the disease and confirmed that local cases remain exclusive to birds. While governments say the disease poses little risk as is, alarm bells are ringing over emerging similarities between bird flu and other pandemic-level diseases, with health experts warning now is a time to apply the lessons we've learned from the COVID-19 pandemic, and that, as always, prevention is the best medicine. Hank Xu, Reece, Ayers, and Cadence Quaranta for TaiwanPlus.
A new chatbot released by a Chinese startup called DeepSeek has caused Nvidia's stock to plunge. Cadence Quaranta is back to tell us why.
Plunging shares for U.S. tech giant Nvidia, which sells specialized computer chips crucial to building AI systems. Powering everything from self-driving cars to ChatGPT. After growing rapidly for years, on the back of a global AI boom, the company's shares dropped around 17% on Monday alone. Why? Because of a Chinese AI startup called DeepSeek, releasing its latest chatbot app, which is rocking the industry because of the way it was made. To create a functional AI model, the company said it used thousands fewer chips than other companies, at a fraction of the cost, which could threaten Nvidia's business, suggesting its chips may be less crucial to the future of AI than once thought.
It is one of the things that I think people are really wondering is a company like Nvidia, where they were viewed as almost having a monopoly or a really, really strong moat around the whole chip and artificial intelligence ecosystem, that maybe that moat isn't quite as strong as what people originally thought.
In challenging the idea that building more powerful AI models requires more specialized chips and more money, DeepSeek's chatbot is also showing that building AI is possible for smaller companies, not just the world's largest. In response, U.S. President Donald Trump has urged American companies to find ways to compete.
The release of DeepSeek AI from a Chinese company should be a wake-up call for our industries that we need to be laser focused on competing to win, because we have the greatest scientists in the world. Even Chinese leadership told me that.
The development has also driven down stocks of TSMC, the Taiwanese company that is the world's leading chip maker, which could in turn impact Taiwan's overall economy. Trump has also said he will place tariffs on semiconductor imports to improve domestic production, telling the U.S. House Republicans that he may impose 25%, 50%, or even 100% tax on Taiwan's chips, which would directly hit TSMC because it manufactures the critical technology for many U.S. companies. But at least one semiconductor industry analyst says DeepSeek has actually spent significantly more money on this model than claimed. The stock market may simply be responding to so much uncertainty around Nvidia's future, but what's not in question is the fear and focus on AI technology. Dolphine Chen and Cadence Quaranta for TaiwanPlus.
Ahead of the Lunar New Year, temple dancers in southern China are performing the Song of Heroes. Once a fading art form, this ancient spectacle, a blend of kung fu and Chinese opera, is now finding new audiences online. Bryn Thomas reports.
Spectators in the southern Chinese city of Shantou watch a performance of a traditional dance, the Inga, or Song of Heroes, ahead of Lunar New Year. It's a spectacle that's been registered on China's list of intangible cultural heritage since 2006. Around 40 dancers, aged 12 to 30, took part. This art form was once on the decline, but the dancers say there's proof out there that it can still attract young people.
在莺歌舞这里面可以感受出来，一个是男子气概，一个是朝气，一个是朝气，一个是属于年轻人的一种精气神，所以我们就感觉就很喜欢这样的一种特殊的运动吧，就在我们这边是一种特殊的运动，而且包括到我们去穿上这样的一套衣服，感觉就很帅。
The Inga is traditionally performed at the start of a Lunar New Year during a day called Xiaonian. It's a reenactment of the classic Ming Dynasty novel Water Margin, Shui Hu Zhuan, telling the story through a blend of martial arts and Chinese opera. The plot follows a band of 108 Song Dynasty outlaws who rebelled against the government, earned amnesty, and were later enlisted to fight nomads.
这里有服装，我们这个颜色非常的鲜艳和漂亮然后而且就是表演的，我们看到的这个表演都是少男少女还有就是特别是很热情澎湃的。
Many Lunar New Year traditions in China are disappearing as modern lifestyles take hold. In some cities, staples like firecrackers have been banned, and increasing urbanization is blending regional traditions into larger national customs. But despite this, Inga performers are reaching much larger audiences online, in particular on Douyin, China's version of TikTok.
其实在中国这样的一种传统文化已经大多数已经发生变化了，更加的去符合年轻人的口味。线上的观众比线下的多很多，线上的观众差不多几千个，然后最终是13万个。
While its traditions have changed with the times, the energy and spirit of Inga dance has proven timeless. And thanks to performers' use of digital platforms, this ancient art form is finding new audiences in China and across the globe. Scott Huang and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. We leave you with these images of hand-painted lanterns at a temple in central Taiwan. I'm Reece, wishing you a happy Lunar New Year.
Put your hands up!
Bringing in the new year with Rattle and Charm, TaiwanPlus.